Here are the phases of predictive project management. So the project passes through the phases of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. Under initiation, the key activities that are performed are development of a project charter and the appointment of the project charter. So when we start a project, there will be only the sponsor. So during initiation, the sponsor prepares the charter and identifies the project manager. And once the project manager is identified, the project manager also will help the sponsor to create the charter. And after the development and publishment of the charter, the project manager guides the project into the planning phase. So under planning, the first thing is scope definition, that is defining the scope of the project. Then decomposing the scope into a work breakdown structure or WBS. Then defining the project organization, that is organization breakdown structure for the project. Then you do the estimation, cost estimates based on the WBS. Then we prepare a schedule. Along with that, we develop a scope management plan, cost management plan, schedule management plan, a risk management plan, quality management plan, procurement management plan, resource management plan, stakeholder management plan, communications plan, and a change management plan, configuration management plan, and defect management plans as well. So all these things happens during the planning phase. And once the planning is done, the project gets into the execution mode. Primarily in the execution mode, it is about doing the plan or implementing the plan or doing the work as per the plan. So here when I say construct, you develop or you build start building the deliverable of the product of the project. Then we have to perform scope management, perform schedule management, perform cost management, perform risk management, perform quality management, perform procurement management, perform resource management, perform stakeholder management, manage changes, manage defects, and throughout the execution phase, we need to communicate the project details to the relevant stakeholders. And then comes monitoring and controlling. Actually, monitoring and controlling starts from the beginning of the project and continues till the end of the project. The key tools and techniques we use here are the earn value management and the earn schedule management, and we use project dashboards as well, which will help us to monitor and control other parameters of the project like quality, risk, procurement status, stakeholder status, and stuff like that. Then at the end of every phase of a project, we close it formally. That means scope definition phase, once it is completed, there is a format closure and handing over the approval scope to the design team. And that is applicable at the end of the project as well. We formally close the project and hand over the deliverable to the maintenance team. And the last activity during closing is documenting the lessons learned during the phase or during the project and archiving it for further use. The whole phases of a predictive project management revolves around the plan, do, check, and act cycle. So initiation and planning falls under plan, Execution is related to do. Monitoring and controlling is related to check and act. So PDCA, as discussed before, PDCA cycle is the underlying theme of every stream of project management. To summarize, the natural flow of a project is sequenced in the form of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. Under initiation, we develop the charter, identify the project manager. The project manager drives the project into planning phase. Then we do the work as per the plan during execution, and throughout, from the start of the project till the end of the project, we do the monitoring and controlling. The two key things here are the earned value management and the earned schedule management and the project dashboards. And at the end of every phase and at the end of a project, we have a formal closure of the project. Thank you.